much space do you have in your graphics card? Or not in your graphics cards, on your memory? Yeah, because this video is like 30. All right, so you're ready. You just got to cut down what we're us talking and shit.
Is Justin. All right, a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna actually start it all the way.
Welcome to the Fourth and Short Fantasy Football Podcast, Episode 2. I am CJ. This is Justin. All right, a little bit. I don't like his background too much, but we gotta accept him for who he is.
Coming from a Atlanta fan.
All right, so we're just gonna jump straight into it. Let's talk about Thursday night football. The Saints lost 31-24 against Jacksonville, and it was actually a pretty good game, I think. I think it was relatively good. Defenses had their moments, but man, the Saints, dude, the football gods wanted them to win, or at least stay in it, because the beginning they had those two big fumbles on kickoff. Who was the receiver? Debo popped one of Kirk, I think it was, or Agnew. I think it was Agnew. Got popped and fumbled the ball. How do you feel about
Kirk was the one that got the fumble. He's the one that got hit.
it?
Yeah.
He had a good game.
Kirk was 6 for 6 with 90. Jamal Agnew, which I think you have in a league, he was so close to getting a touchdown off a wide receiver reverse, and ended up on the 2-yard line. It was actually Shaheed, not Agnew. That's who you have. Yeah, he should have got a wide receiver reverse touchdown, but he didn't. It was a great game. In the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The first 3 quarters for the Saints was god awful. Let's be honest, it was terrible.
That offense, man. Like I said, I give the Saints offensive line with their injuries. They held their own for a little while, and they played really good. But man, Derek Carr, I don't know. He threw it 55 times for 300 yards, but man, that first half at least,
it was awful.
2.5 quarters, it
was 3. It was 3.
I see why Kamara has so many receptions and is used so much, because it seems like he's not accurate when he throws to you at all.
He had 12 in this game. He had 12 receptions.
Because
in a PPR league, this dude is the best.
Yeah,
he's not getting yards, but the thing is with Derek Carr, it's not a good situation. This offense is so bad right now. He hikes the ball, he snaps the ball, he takes 2 steps back, looks at his first read, which for some reason it's Michael Thomas, and then throws it at Alvin Kamara. He doesn't go through a progression at all. He doesn't go through his second and third read. He goes first read, running back. First read, running back.
Well, it seemed like, at least last night, it's like every time he tried to go deep, he just couldn't hit him. I mean, in the corner of the end zone early on, he tried to throw it to Thomas, and it hit the defender in the back of the head. Like, Thomas is what, 6'4", 6'3"?
Michael Thomas is 6'3". He was going against the backup. Michael Thomas was going against the backup for the Jags.
He's not going to catch that. Like, he jumped up and tried to throw his hand behind the dude's head. It's like, bro, throw it up. You know what I mean? Like, Thomas is a big receiver. Like, throw it up. He's not going to catch those.
No, absolutely not.
And then Etienne, he tore up. That dude, I like him. They said he has 2 or more touchdowns in 3 straight games, so he's been tearing up. So I'm gonna give him some props. Lawrence, I think, played very well. I think he had good pocket awareness, especially towards the end of the game when he started running more. Like, he definitely had a good game. Probably one of his better games in the year, to be honest with you, against a very solid team.
I'm gonna give a shout out. You know who I'm going with. I saw it in your face. We're giving a shout out to Taysom Hill, my boy. They need to incorporate him in the receiving. Like, they talk about him not being a tight end, but he was 4 for 5 for 50 yards.
They need to, especially in that red zone. And they said they were at one point 0 for 5 straight on red zone, getting in the red zone and not scoring.
Yep.
But when they put Hill down there, so I give him props. I give Hill his props. He definitely made me eat crow last night. But they definitely should, from what I seen last night, they definitely should use him more in the end zone, 100%. Olave looks like he's getting irritated.
100%. He was mad.
Like, they were on him. Like, I give Jacksonville's props because when he was anywhere on the field, somebody was lined up against him in his face. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't get free a lot, but when he did, it's just Carr couldn't hit him. When he threw it to him, it was behind him. It was way overthrown. He just, and I was talking to a buddy on Facebook about Aaron talking about that, and he's talking about Olave not finishing routes the last couple of games. And I could definitely see that on a couple plays, but I'm thinking, like, is it because he's just getting irritated with Carr? You know what I mean? Because, receivers, at some point, they're like, bro, what is going on? They're getting irritated with their quarterback situation. They're not going to say it, but it seems like he might be getting irritated maybe.
Oh, yeah. On top of the fact that this is the first game the Saints have hit the over.
I know. Way more high scoring than...
It was a 41-point over-under, and surprisingly, they did it. Like, at halftime, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm actually going to win money because I bet the under, and then I ate my words.
Yeah. So just a couple more points. Calvin Ridley was shut down. He was covered by Lattimore a couple times, but I seen Paulson Debo on the Saints defense. That dude was locking up Calvin Ridley. He had a heck of a game. He was all over those receivers. Ridley just couldn't get nothing.
On a poor note, though, he's getting scripted out, it seems like, because he's not getting... He got 4 targets. He hasn't really got a target share.
Well, last night, I just don't think he could get open, but I do understand what you're saying.
Like, it's... His receptions to targets, he had 4 targets, 1 reception for 5 yards. That is not what you're wanting out of your number 1, number 2 wide receiver.
It seemed like, I don't know why that would be, but like last night I was watching a couple of times, and there was like 1 or 2 times he just ran bad routes. It was a bad route ran by him, which is usually not his MO. Like, he usually is a good route runner, but he just definitely didn't have a good game last night.
I wonder if he made some money.
Kirk did. Kirk had it. Good point. Kirk had a heck of a game.
Yes, he did.
Had a heck of a game. Agnew, they were trying to get Agnew all game. Had a heck of a game, trying to get him in there. And on the defensive side of the ball, our X factors, Granderson and Foy, they tore up. Granderson was trying to get back there all night. He was on the running back when he could. Like, he was everywhere in there. Foy is a tackle machine. Oluokun is a tackle machine. He had that touchdown, the deflection pick. He was just, like, he did what I figured he would do. And he played on Kamara a lot. He spotted Kamara. Granderson was putting pressure on Lawrence a lot. Overall, it was a good game. It was better than Dallas and Chargers, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. The thing that scared me about this game, it was the first drive of Jacksonville's offense. Like, the third play, it was 3rd and 7, and the coach said that in the interview that Lawrence seemed like he was okay, but he was going to keep him from expressing the run, and the third play in the game was him running for 11 yards. I was like, if he gets hit one time, this is not going to be good for Jacksonville.
The announcers were talking about
nervous.
That. I mean, when he ran, he looked good.
Yeah.
He had some speed behind him.
And with that brace spray definitely helped him.
All right, so last question I'm going to ask on this is, let's talk to my buddy Aaron. Do you think they should bench Carr and start Winston? Because I think Winston... I don't think they will because of all the money they gave Carr, but I think built for this offense, Winston's going to throw his interceptions, but at least the ball will be moved down the field.
Do you want my honest opinion, or is this for fantasy or for the game?
For the game.
I'm going to give you fantasy first.
Okay.
James Winston.
He
throws the ball in the end. He throws 50 yards before it touches somebody. He is a deep ball passer. For the game, Derek Carr, just in the fact that he doesn't throw as many interceptions as he does touchdowns. He's
No.
not. He does distribute the ball a little better, and the second half of the game, you saw a lot more original Derek Carr from like when he was back with Devontae Adams than
Yeah.
now when he seems like he's in a bad mood. Like
Do you think?
he's a reverse Aaron Rodgers.
Don't do that to Aaron Rodgers. Don't
Well, Aaron
disrespect
Rodgers at
Aaron
Green Bay
Rodgers.
was disrespectful and destroyed. And now he's at the Jets and he's the most nice, sweet. Uh, at Las Vegas, Derek Carr was great. He was chill. He didn't have no issues. As soon as he comes to the Saints, he's an a-hole.
True. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I think a lot they would. I think a lot like the receivers would benefit more. I don't. I don't know. I didn't like the Saints play calling for most of that game either. It was just. I don't know. Dump off the Kamara. I think Carr is part of that reason, but it was just the same. Give it to Kamara. Give it to Kamara. Give it to Kamara. Now, Kamara is a beast. That dude, you are not the first person is not tackling it. That dude made the first person miss multiple times. It was beautiful. I don't like the Saints at all. I'm glad they lost, but Kamara's a beast. I will
On
say that.
on the last point of this Thursday night football game, if they did, I could give you one scenario, and it would change this offense.
What?
They trade Kamara. Just hear me out. It would take away from them having a crutch. They have a crutch a very very bad crutch because they're not uh, distributing the ball where they should. He's not running his reads. Jamal Williams, he's not that great of a starter, but he can run. We've seen him
Well,
do
I
it,
mean, I think I remember he had 1,000 yards in his last year in Detroit.
but he's not a receiver.
No.
He's a runner. He's a running back. Kamara is a reception machine. He gets open in the flat. He gets dumps. If you take away that for Derek Carr, he might be able to distribute the ball more to Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, and Shaheed
Wow.
for more of the
Big.
mid threats.
That's a very bold statement. That's a very bold statement because a big reason they even stayed in that game was Kamara. Kamara was,
Well, yeah, but if you
and
distribute that
he was
14 receptions to other players, they might have won.
that is true. But and I think that could be play calling too. You know what I mean? Could be play calling and it could be just Derek Carr's arm. It could be a million things. But overall, great game. Jacksonville looked offense and defense looked really good. Like don't care what the score is, but Jacksonville looked good.
They got a pick six.
If they stay healthy, Lawrence plays like we know he can. They looked good. Defense looked really good. That defense looked great. So, anyways, all right, let's move on from that. Let's move on to quick injuries updates, and just a couple point out. Kyle Murray, uh, no matter what, even though he's taking first team practices, all that stuff, Dobbs will get one more start no matter what. And then they're talking about Murray coming back.
I was listening in on something and they said 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What, he'll be back?
They want him. He could start next week, but they're expecting him to be 2 weeks out.
Okay.
Just to play smart, get enough reps.
So if you still got Dobbs in your fantasy,
Hold him for 2 weeks.
Ed Oliver for the Bills is out against the Patriots. That kind of hurts their defense. DK Metcalf is questionable in game time decision. Pete Carroll said. Ryan Tannehill is also questionable. So who knows what that offense is going to do? Malik Willis, if I remember, didn't play well at all. Fairmouth is out against the Rams. Deontay Johnson, I don't think is coming back yet. Unless you know something. Do you know something about Deontay Johnson or heard anything?
Didn't he get he returned to practice, right?
He was full practice today, but I don't know if he's going to be back this weekend or not.
It says he's still on IR, but I'm pretty sure that they said that he would be back.
Okay, because I know the IR thing is only 4 weeks. So I don't know if he's back yet or not, but he was a full participant in practice Wednesday.
He
Sauce Gardner.
he practiced in full all week. He does
Okay,
not
so
carry a designation for an injury. It's I would in a fantasy standpoint. We're not really talking about fantasy this episode. That'll be for tomorrow's episode, but I'm just gonna leave this in here. Uh, I wouldn't start him in his first game back after the hamstring injury.
yeah, because he's gonna have to show what he can do. He's probably gonna be on a snap count when he does come back.
On the fact that Kenny Pickett has been booty cheeks.
Fairmouth, like I said, is
Fryermuth.
Firemuth.
We love you. Call him by his name, the Muth.
Two cornerbacks, though, two big cornerbacks. Jair Alexander is questionable against Denver. That's a big part of their defense. And Sauce Gardner is out with a concussion.
That is scary for the
That's
Jets.
a big loss for the Jets. That's a big loss.
Hey, you remember that guy you picked up on fantasy this week? What about that guy? Let's talk about him.
Jimmy Garoppolo is officially out versus the Bears. They're probably doing that because it's the Bears and they suck.
Because he's booty cheeks.
Aiden O'Connell is going to get the start. Rookie out of, Purdue. I don't know how he is in the pros, but he was good in college.
Give me Jimmy G. Don't start the backup.
No, don't start the backup. He was good in college in Purdue, but who knows? What else we got? We got Fields and Roshan Johnson are both out for Chicago. I think it's Baggert is the starting up for Chicago.
It is Baggert. Unfortunately.
So, don't even look at him, I guess.
Who are they playing again?
I'm not sure. Let me look.
I have it up right now. They're playing Las Vegas. Tyson Baggert is the one out of West Virginia.
That game's gonna be ugly.
It's going to hit the under. It's gonna be a devastatingly low game. You got two backup quarterbacks. Brian Hoyer, which I would trust Brian Hoyer with his experience over Tyson Baggett, but neither of them are in a starting role for a reason.
The Raiders are going to. Josh Jacobs about to get 70.
It's going to be all Josh Jacobs and Deontay Foreman.
And, Deshaun Watson, questionable. I don't think he'll return, but he's questionable. Being they won with Walker, I can see him starting Walker again because that defense is amazing.
We'll be talking about Walker at the end of the episode. Stay tuned for the DFS lineups.
So Watson's questionable.
It's a little snippet of my league, my team right there. That person.
Craig Reynolds is questionable, but with that being said, Jahmyr Gibbs is playing from what I've seen against Baltimore. So
they both had a limited practice.
Oh, Gibbs was limited?
They both were limited on... I don't know about today. I know last time I checked, which was before they released the Friday times, that he had done a limited practice. No, I could double check.
Last thing I seen was he was taken off the injury report and he's good to go. That's what I seen. But if Gibbs is, I would start him in fantasy 100% because Montgomery's out. With Craig Reynolds questionable, Gibbs probably the first time this season is going to actually have an opportunity to show his ability and if he was worth the pick.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, one thing that Dan Campbell did say is that he doesn't like the fact that what he's going to be doing this game because he really wants to keep Jahmyr Gibbs on a snap count and work his way in, but he doesn't see how he's going to be able to do that this week. That he is going to oversee a heavy load this game.
Like I said, give the rookie a shot. Even coming off injury, give the rookie his shot, man. They have yet to give that man his shot.
I think they've been utilizing him correctly with him being a rookie, with them not trying to kill him. Like most teams get that rookie and then they just pound him into the ground. Look at Christian McCaffrey. Look at Saquon Barkley. Uh, Look at Jonathan Taylor. They run him. They take him in a towel. They wring him out, get what they get, and then they let him go.
I get that. And so I think they're going the right way, but I think now, like, I mean, give him a shot. Let him. I'm not saying give him 75 touches, but give him about 17 rushes, a couple of catches, even if whether you win or lose. Let's kind of see, get a feel for him, see what you got with him. Because I mean, with Montgomery back, Montgomery's back to the start, all that stuff. So this is your one opportunity. Let's see what he got. Give him a little in there. See if he can handle it. You know what I mean? See if one game he can handle that.
Uh, on the Kyron Williams injury, they did bring up Darrell Henderson. He's going to be the backup to Zach Evans. They'll probably be at like a split count. I wouldn't see either of them being heavy. Like, I don't see them doing much.
I could see Henderson getting. Well, it's going to be Evans. I think Evans is going to be the top guy, but Henderson he knows the system. He's been there before. I think he can get moved up very quickly. Just because he's been there. He knows the system. Evans being a rookie, new to the system, I could see Henderson kind of picking it up quicker.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we got that. So one more. We got two more. Real quick, Daniel Jones is questionable with a neck injury against Washington.
This is gonna be another week of Tyrod Taylor. Yeah,
I like Tyrod.
I like his scheming. He can distribute the ball pretty well and still run on his feet at his age. Yeah, I don't see Daniel Jones being ready for this game.
He ain't been good anyways.
No, he hasn't. Even though he's one of the fastest people in the league.
Faster than Lamar. But Tyrod's always been that guy. He's not going to lose you the game, but he ain't going to win you the game. I remember him in Buffalo. I liked him in Buffalo.
He's a game manager.
So, but I like him. He ain't going to throw interceptions, but he ain't going to throw touchdowns. But he ain't going to lose you the game either. So it's going to be a lot of Saquon. Barkley.
We got any trades?
Not really. I haven't seen any trades or heard anything, to be honest with you. No signings. CMC and Debo both no practice today on Friday. So I don't know how that's going to affect the 49ers. They got some little injuries. Not as bad as the Patriots injuries. Patriots got injuries everywhere. Coaching staff, Waterboy, they're all hurt.
If they do not take a limited practice tomorrow, either Debo or Christian McCaffrey, they most likely will be a game time decision, and be prepared to so put a person in their lineup as a running back and put that person, Christian McCaffrey, whoever, in your flex. So if you have to change, you have more options. Which you don't because it's a Monday game. So
I think even if they don't limit practice, I think Debo will be more likely to play than Christian just because of Christian's injury history. They're going to be way more cautious, and just because how important he is to that team, I think they're going to be way more cautious with him than Debo.
It is a titty injury, and he did protect himself. Like, when they did the MRI, he was protected from a serious injury. Like, they missed that chance. So, if I could see him playing, but at limited. Like, they're not going to give him 100% like they normally do. He'll be if they're falling behind, he might take a workload, but other than that, if they come out and lead, I don't see him playing.
With Elijah Mitchell there, who's the other guy that just had a pretty decent game last game? I forgot his name.
Mason?
Mason, yeah. They got like good enough running backs out there in that system that they won't. I don't think they'll need him, but there's no reason to rush him back.
Keep an eye on our shorts. If anything happens during the games or before, we won't post on Sunday because of football, and we will have an episode tomorrow, but it'll probably be before practices have came out. So just be prepared, keep an eye out, double check our shorts list, because if any news happens, that's where it'll be as on short.
And turn on notifications, like, subscribe to get all your football news. All right, let's move on to the actual games themselves. Some of these are going to be a little more in depth, some because they're not good matchups. So
Detroit and Baltimore.
Detroit and Baltimore.
Let's get right in there.
That one's going to be interesting. Both teams are, well, Detroit's 5-1, Baltimore's 4-2. Lions are 3-0 on the road. Shout out to Detroit and the year they're having, man. Shout out to Jared Goff.
Yeah, I gotta send the guy a text because he's a Detroit lifer. He's been talking about it, and I shut him down before the season started.
Both teams have looked good, to be honest with you.
This is a really good defense.
Both defenses are pretty good.
No, Baltimore, they are number one against the run.
Are they?
Yep.
What, fantasy?
Mm-hmm. No, like their actual team, like their number one.
I see right here, Detroit's number one at 388, and Baltimore is at 586. Yeah, they got Baltimore at 10th on rushing defense. Passing defense. They're second in passing defense.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. I could have swore they were talking about how they were a very high defense.
No, Detroit's right towards the back end of the field in passing defense. Well, bro, you know, they're...
Okay, so... They are first among all NFL teams in runs. Oh, that's the offense. I'm dumb. Give me a second.
Yeah, Detroit's first right now. Baltimore's 10th in rushing defense.
Oh, okay, so I was wrong. It wasn't running backs. It's first amongst quarterbacks because they only allow 10.5 points per game to the QB position and 4.5 points for the tight end. So they're middle of the pack for running backs, and then they are first against tight ends and quarterbacks. So, and with Sam Laporta being injured, who's their backup?
Let's go. Let's find him.
It is Brock Wright from Notre Dame.
Okay, I've heard that name. I don't know much about him, but I've heard that name.
Well, from what I'm looking at, Sam Laporta is now healthy. He will play in Sunday's game.
Yeah, I didn't see him on the injury report.
It was yesterday.
Expect a lot of... Well, I don't know. What's his name? Humphreys is going to be on Amon-Ra all game. So that is going to be an interesting matchup.
Amon-Ra is another beast. He'll find a way to get open. You got Zay Flowers, you got OBJ, you got Rashad Bateman. Baltimore has a good receiving core. It's just a lot of dropped passes.
I'm not really worried about the receiving core, but not anymore.
And their Justice Hill is their running back, and Gus Edwards. I see Detroit winning this game at Baltimore.
I think Baltimore gets some. I think I was gonna say the running back, but Gibbs is back. I don't know. I like
Baltimore hasn't scored a lot of points.
No.
They're only averaging, 17, 18 points a game? 19, maybe?
22.
Yeah.
22, the opponent's 15. So it's not like they got a good defense. But Detroit is averaging 28 to opponent's 18.5.
I don't see it being a blowout, but I don't.
No, definitely gonna be a blowout.
When I was looking at the spread, I was pretty sure Baltimore was favored by 7.5 points, and I do not see that line being correct.
I'm very intrigued on that Amon-Ra and Humphrey matchup. That's gonna be interesting. I think overall, I think Baltimore just has a better defense. Roquan Smith is gonna be on gives. He's gonna be everywhere. I think. Um, I just think I think Zay Flowers is going to have a field day. I don't think because he's going to be in the slot. I feel like they just don't have linebackers. I think to cover him.
I think Nelson Aguilar will be in the slot.
Think they're going to put him in the slot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Baltimore. I think I have Baltimore. I think Humphreys and Amon-Ra are gonna battle it out. I think Reynolds isn't gonna have a good game. I think Laporta is not gonna have a good game. He's gonna have an alright game, but I think Gibbs being the true only healthy running back, being a rookie, he's gonna have a okay game just because he's fast. But I don't think he's gonna have a rougher game because they're gonna depend on him a lot more. So I think Baltimore gets this game. I think I'm gonna take Baltimore. I'm gonna say let's go Baltimore. I think it's gonna be higher scoring. Let's go 24 to 18 Baltimore.
I see it being 28-17.
But I'm gonna say probably X factor for Detroit is gonna have to be
I'm on St. Brown.
I think it's gonna have to be Laporta. He's gonna have to have a good game.
Well, Baltimore is number 1 against tight ends. And they're middle of the pack to running backs. Maybe it's Jameer Gibbs. But yeah, so
I'm gonna say Laporta is gonna have to have a good game, especially with Humphreys, one Amon-Ra. That's gonna be a battle right there. And then for Baltimore, I'm gonna go on defense, and I think it's gonna have to be Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. Like there's a lot of speed over there in Detroit. A lot of speed. If Gibbs is healthy, one of them's gonna have to spy on him all game. I don't know which one, but they're gonna have to spy on him.
Now we're going into the pooped in your big boy pants. Las Vegas versus the Bears.
Oh god, this game's gonna be ugly. I don't want to talk about this game.
This game is gonna hit the under.
What's the under?
The over/under for the Las Vegas and the Bears is. I was just on it. Switched. There we go. It is 37.5.
Ew. Ew.
That is not good. The Raiders are favored by 2.5 points, which is understandable. Like I said, Brian Hoyer and Tyson Baggett. But this is going to be a very bad game.
I think it's going to be not the greatest game. Chicago's defense is horrible. Raiders' defense hasn't been too bad against the pass. They're number 8 against the pass. And where are we at? Number 10 against the run. Well, actually, never mind. They're 23rd against the run.
You said the Raiders were?
Bears are, 8th against the run, and they're horrible against the pass. They're third worst. They're above Jacksonville and Denver.
So the defense for the Raiders is 20th against the run, 19th against tight ends, and 12th against quarterbacks, and 10th against wide receivers.
So I don't like either team.
And then the Bears is probably way worse, if I would say so. They gave up like 30 points. So yeah, they're 29th against quarterbacks, 29th against running backs, 24th against tight ends, and 18th against wide receivers. So Josh Jacobs has the potential to have one of those really strong games he had last year.
I think he definitely is, just mainly like they're gonna have to run 1,000 times. Like he's gonna have to get 75 carries.
Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams are really gonna have to step up and give Brian Hoyer a chance.
Oh yeah, but when's the last time Hoyer actually played?
He played last week. He was 6 for 10 for 102 yards.
And they're starting him over O'Connell? I don't think they're starting him over O'Connell, are they?
He's starting. Hoyer's starting. Last time he played was week 4 for the against Green Bay.
Yeah, he went 24 for 39, 238 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, one interception, but ew. I don't know about that.
He hasn't played a full season in a long time.
And you're starting him over the rookie. I mean, they're not doing anything this year. I don't feel like they're going to do anything this year.
Who?
I feel bad for Adam.
Yeah.
No, O'Connell and Hoyer. Like, so it's gonna. Ah, man.
Hey, Devontae Adams is making bank with Taco Bell. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I mean, the $5 box, the box that rocks your socks.
Yes, sir.
Adams has quietly had a good year.
Any standout players in this game other than Josh Jacobs and your Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers? I don't see DJ Moore having a good game at all. I don't see their backup running back with. I mean, Deonta Foreman can.
I can see
be okay.
I can see your boy Michael Mayer having a game. Well, nothing crazy, but
yeah, Michael Mayer will actually look really good because after, Brian Hoyer went 6 for 10. 3 of those were to Michael Mayer.
Yeah, so I could see him having a decent game just because I don't think they're going to move the ball down the hill.
I have him starting.
Adams and Myers? Or how do you say his name? Mayer?
Michael Mayer? Or are you talking about Myers?
Jacoby Myers. They're downfield threats. You know what I mean? Good route runners, downfield threats. Hoyer's not going to do that at all. So I can see Mayer getting a lot of catches. Is Herbert still hurt? Khalil Herbert?
Yeah, he's IR.
Oh yeah, he is. He did get moved IR. So that means Foreman. Who's the running back out there? Because Foreman's hurt, ain't he?
No, Deonta Foreman's starting.
Okay, so it's gonna be Foreman.
And Darrington Evans.
So I mean, I don't really like anybody on defense. Like, besides the usual Edmonds and stuff, but TJ Edwards has a lot of tackles. Wow, about that guy. Besides the running back, I think it's gonna be a lot of running. I think Foreman and Josh Jacobs are about to get 70 handoffs apiece. It's gonna be low scoring. So I'll go neither. I'll take a tie. They're going to tie. First tie of the year. 0-0.
Vegas is going to win this game because of Josh Jacobs and Michael Mayer. So you're going with a tie, the first tie of the year?
I'll go Oakland 10-3.
This is Las Vegas. Oakland hasn't been a thing for a long time.
Well, they need to.
Are you writing these down?
Yeah.
Did you write mine down for the last one?
No. What'd you have? You had Lions, right?
I had Lions 28-17. And this time I have Vegas 21-10.
21-10. All right.
Cleveland and Indy.
I'll let you lead this one off.
All right, so I hope Deshaun Watson, he is done with massage parlors and actually decides to play football this week. We need Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. They have an excellent defense, but they do not have a good offense when they don't have a quarterback. Gardner Minshew, he's going to do his average play. I hope Jonathan Taylor shows out. But with it being a split backfield between Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor, you're not going to see anything spectacular from either, especially with them going against a really high, strong defense. Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt are going to be the backfield for Cleveland. I think they'll do just fine against Indy. Indy's not they don't have a terribly strong. I mean, you got DeForest Buckner out there. You got some strong players on the line, so they might not get too far. Amari Cooper's gonna eat probably on the outside.
Well, let's see. The passing defense for the Colts, they're sixth worst in the league,
Mm,
and not penalties, rushing.
we're not terrible against the run.
Where they
We're
at?
probably middle of the pack.
Yeah, 18, so right there around the middle. But man, Garner's gonna have a Garner's gonna have a rough day.
Mm-hmm. The
Man,
offensive, we have one of the highest paid offensive linemen. They really need to step up against this defense.
That's gonna be a battle right there, because I mean Cleveland's number one against the rush, or they're number one against the pass and three against the rush.
They're a top 3 defense. You got Dallas, you got San Francisco, and you got Cleveland.
They've only gave up
Those
3
three
rushing
teams.
touchdowns and 4 passing touchdowns. Like they are
In 6 games, 5 games.
they're number one against total yards. They're just ridiculously good. Miles Garrett is a monster. Where's he at? Sacks. Sacks. But Miles Garrett is a monster. Great player. Let's see. Who else is on here? There we go. Miles Garrett. Sacks. How many sacks he got? He got 5.5 sacks. So shout out to that guy. But it's gonna be a good game. Like I said, the Colts have a very decent offensive line.
I see Josh Downs doing having a good game with Gardner. Michael Pittman. I don't see Alec Pierce doing much, only because he's not really a target for Gardner. He hasn't really got that connection.
Well, he's questionable right now. So what about Zach Moss? How do you think he's gonna do? How about Moss and Taylor?
That's what I was talking about. I don't see them doing very much. I think with them being probably a split 50-50 or 60-40, you're not going to see... you might see an explosive run here and there, but I don't see them doing a lot with this Cleveland defense.
Who do you think gets most carries?
Taylor. 18 to 16.
Think?
Yeah.
Even though Moss has been playing good?
Yeah. I think it'll be a 60-40. 55-45. Jonathan Taylor.
Dang. Zaire Franklin has 77 tackles. Shout out to that guy.
Zaire Franklin is a beast.
My tackles. Not a lot of sacks though. Between the team, Buckner's got 3.
Yeah, DeForest Buckner. I brought him up.
Colts got a sneaky defense, for real.
I got Cleveland.
I think Cleveland definitely wins. Just the defense. I think Gardner's gonna have a rough day.
24 to 21. I think it's going to start a heavy lead with Cleveland. They're going to start running the ball, and Indy's going to get some sneaky touchdowns.
I think the Browns win. I'm going to go. It's going to be low scoring on theirs. I think it's going to be very low scoring. We'll go 13-6 Browns. I don't think Colts are going to score very much. I think that defense is just way too good.
All right, now we got a really good offense against a really, really bad team. Win Buffalo and New England.
I think Buffalo crushes them.
It's just the last 3 weeks, New England's been outscored 90 something to 15.
They have so many injuries.
It's a poor game.
They just got J.C. Jackson back, but man, Diggs has been on fire. James Cook has been really good lately. The defense is just all around good. I mean, having Oliver out kind of hurts the line a little bit with his 4 sacks missing, but they still got guys that can blitz. Espinosa's got 4 sacks. Daquan Jones has 2.5. Leonard Floyd has 6.5. Even Terrell Bennett has 2 sacks. There's very good rushing defense. They got a good team. When Allen ain't turning the ball over, they have a very good offense.
Dalton Kincaid made it out of concussion protocol. Yes, Ramondre Stevenson, I think, is a sneaky. I think he'll actually have a really good game. I don't see anybody else on the New England side.
Kendrick Bourne could have an okay game. Mac Jones, I don't know what to expect of him in this game.
Bailey Zappi.
Bring in Mike White.
Yes, Mike White is.
I do want to say Jabril Peppers. I forgot that guy was still even playing in the league, but last game he had I forget what it was on, but that boy can still hit. Christian Gonzalez has had a pretty solid year. The rookie out of Oregon. He's has 1 interception, 3 pass deflects, has a sack, 17 tackles. So he's been pretty good this year. Ramondre Stevenson finally last week had a decent game, but I don't know who. Like they're splitting the carries pretty much between him and Zeke. So I don't know what those are going to do, but I can see Kendrick Bourne having an okay game. But I think Buffalo kind of blows them out in this one. I think Bills win 31 to 17. Yeah, honest with you.
35-14. Buffalo.
Is that outdo me, huh?
No, I already had that one picked. And the over-under is 40 points. And Buffalo is a favorite by 8.
I do want to say New England is 11th in the league in passing defense. So, like always, they have an okay passing defense, like always. Like I said, Gonzalez has been pretty well this year. Their rushing defense is, where'd you go? They're 19th in the league. So Cook can have an okay game.
I forgot to say the Colts over-under is 41 points. And the spread is -3.5 for Cleveland.
Ooh, that's close. Well, yeah, because I don't think either team's going to score.
All right, so we got Tyrod Taylor versus Sam Howell, Washington versus the Giants. I think it'll be a sneaky game. I think it'll be a decent. I think it'll actually be a decent game.
I think
you got Saquon back.
I think it'll be a good game.
They always play really good together because they're they're in the same or the same my mind went blank.
I think it's gonna be a good game off the basis that both teams are bad. So it's gonna be a good game just because they're both bad. I don't think Washington's that good. Giants are obviously not good at all. Even Saquon, look at his stats. He hasn't even had a crazy year, to be honest with you.
He was injured.
Darren Waller, for the money they paid him, he ain't doing nothing.
Yes, I need him to do some stuff.
For the money they paid him, that boy got a check and hasn't done anything with it.
That's everybody ever. Every time somebody gets overpaid, they decide they don't play football anymore.
Washington is the 4th worst passing defense in the league. The Giants are 18th. Rushing defense, where they at? Commanders are, where they at? They're 8th worst in the league. Giants, where y'all at? Where's your horrible defense at? The Giants are... They're 31st worst in the league. They're only better than Denver. Denver's god awful.
Yeah, both teams are. They have the bottom 5 defenses. So I think it'll be an interesting and fun game to watch.
I get that. I'm interested to see how I like Sam Howell. You know, he's been playing alright. I think Brian Robson has a great game. I think they just hand off to him, let him go do his thing. It's gonna be
a running show. Saquon's probably gonna have a couple decent, really, really good runs.
I think so.
Wan'Dale Robinson. I think he'll be all right. Scary Terry is a good.
He can have a game.
Yeah,
I think he finally gets back to form, has a good game. Logan Thomas might have a good game.
You gotta watch the Byron Pringles taking. No, I don't see Dotson doing much. He has been not relevant. Like,
not at all. I picked him
no.
up in fantasy thinking he'll have a good year, and he just, I don't know, he's just not living up to what he was supposed to be. You know what I mean?
That's what you get when you have a 182, 5'11" receiver.
True. But, I don't know. Neither team, again, another game that's just, injuries are hurting both teams.
We got a good one coming up. You got that Atlanta background going up against Tampa Bay.
But I'm gonna take the Giants. I'll take
I got Washington.
I think they score. I'll say 24-12.
Over under is only 37.5, and it's Washington -3.
What was the score of yours?
I'm gonna say 21-17.
Commanders.
Yeah.
All right, who we got next?
Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Desmond the fake Ritter versus Baker the Cleveland Brown Mayfield.
That guy. Alright, so...
Hey, you've always been a fanboy of Baker Mayfield.
I like Baker. He always play, like, when he goes to a new team, he has a couple good games, and then he just disappears. For whatever reason. So, this one is going to be interesting. I don't know how we're going to fare. Ritter, I don't...
Tampa Bay has a pretty good defense.
I want to keep giving him a shot, but he just makes bad decisions. Some of our play calling is very questionable at times, but it don't matter what your play calling is if your quarterback just makes bad decisions at times.
In the red zone.
I don't know. His IQ is not the best. I'm starting to think his IQ is his biggest downfall. And we have talent. I don't care what anybody says. We have a lot of talent between Robinson, Algier,
London,
Pitts. You know what I mean? Even our backups, Mac Hollins has been alright at times.
Did you say armpits?
Oh, Mac Hollins.
Kyle Pitts.
Oh, armpits. And then our defense. Let's look at our defensive rankings once I find them.
Hey, Kyle Pitts has looked really good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're in our defense. We're 5th against the pass. In our rushing defense, we are
not good.
We're 11th worst. So that's what, 19th. We're 16th against the rush. So overall,
you're 21st against the rush if it's.
Oh man, I'm looking right here. We got 16th from what I see. But
either
either way,
no, I think you said they're 11th worst, so that left 21 teams.
Either way, our defense has been pretty solid this year. Jesse Bates, bro, he might be the signing of the year. That guy has been everywhere. He's been a big part of our defense. He's a huge part of why we are where we're at. AJ Terrell has played pretty well this year. Richie Grant is a tackling machine at safety. Caden Ellis. Great Jarrett has had his moment. Calais Campbell was a great pickup for us. Great pickup. Dupree has had his moments with the sacks. And then Tampa Bay on the flip side, Baker's had it okay. No, he hasn't been bad. He hasn't turned the ball over.
He's been better than Desmond Ritter.
He has. No, I think overall, I think he's just better than Desmond Ritter in general. He has talent. He has arm talent. You know what I mean? He just makes bad decisions at times. That's his biggest issue.
He was bad last week.
I don't think he was that bad.
19 for 37, 206, and an interception. Baker was bad last week.
I didn't like how that game ended. The play calling was awful at the end.
The week before, week before he had a bye, but then the last game he had that was a really, really good game was New Orleans, and he was 25 for 32.
And then Tampa Bay's defense. Let's look at the passing defense. They're where's their passing defense at? They're 13th against the pass. Rushing, Let's see. They're fifth against rushing defense, so their defense is pretty good this year.
You said fifth?
Yeah.
I still think Bijan gets it done.
I think Bijan's a beast. Bijan's just that dude, man. That first step he has, boy, he has a great first step.
Tyler
But
Algier could get some snaps too.
I could see it, and if I mean, it's kind of been like that for the most part, where they're kind of splitting carries. You know what I mean? Then
It's when Bijan gets tired.
Yeah.
Give him a break. Throw Tyler Algier in there for 30% of the snaps. Take off. Give Bijan a break. Let him.
Well, I mean, Bijan has 80 carries. Algier has 75. Bijan's definitely the better of the two, 100%. It's his team, but mainly because he's a rookie, you don't want to wear him out, kind of like Detroit's doing with Gibbs. You know what I mean? Being a rookie, trying to get him used to it. They're still giving Algier his shots. So, but Bijan is 100% the better of the two. But Tampa Bay, with David out there, Winfield Jr. has 4 pass deflects. Devin White, their linebackers are good. Their defensive line is good. They got a real good defense. Yeah, Vita Vea has 3.5 sacks. Barry only has 1, which is kind of surprising. Mike Evans is kind of doing his thing this year. He's having a typical Mike Evans year, like always. Rashad White hasn't really done much. He's kind of flopped compared to what he was supposed to do. I think it's going to be better than what people think, but it's all going to depend on Ritter, how I don't know, how his decision makings is going to be what wins us or loses us to the game. And we gotta, I don't know. People have been talking about Smith's play calling, but how much are you supposed to play call with the Saints? I feel like the play calling is from what your quarterback is capable of doing. And I don't think Ritter has a crazy deep ball. He makes bad decisions like that interception in the end zone. He's falling back on his back leg with somebody in his face and throws it. And it goes straight to the defender. Like, throw it away.
You know who else likes to do that?
Who?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but
he's done it too.
But I think that's just that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Baker's better this year, because he has 7 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He's making better decisions, and that's Baker's biggest downfall. Always has been his decision making, where I think he thinks his arm and talent is better than what it really is. And I think he might be coming to terms of what he is, and that's why he's playing better. He's not throwing so many interceptions, making so many bad decisions this year. But overall, I think Tampa Bay is probably going to get us, but I think we're going to play better than what people expect.
So the over and under is 37 points.
Really? That well? Well,
2.5 to Tampa Bay.
I think both defenses have been very solid. So I'll go.
I'm going over.
I think both teams could play. I'll say 18 to. I'll say 13 Tampa Bay.
It's too low.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna be crazy high either.
17 to 14. Tampa Bay.
What?
I think it's gonna be a low scoring game.
All right, who we got next?
We have Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. Another in-division game.
Sneaky good. Now this one I could say be sneaky good.
No, it's gonna be a good game, I think.
I think Josh Dobbs, shout out to that guy. I remember him getting drafted at Pittsburgh and stuff, and he's definitely proved a lot of people wrong this year. I think he's played very well this year. I don't think he's ever going to win a Super Bowl for your team, like do crazy stuff, but I think he's very smart. I think he's very smart with the ball. But I think their offensive line is bad. He's just on a bad team also. I think overall they're just bad. Their offensive line I don't think is that good. Their defense, where are they ranking? Because I don't even think their defense is good.
I think Arizona's been better than what people expected. They've just lost a lot of very close games.
I mean, Arizona's 26th against the pass on defense. They're what 26th against the run. I think their defense is horrible. I think they just coming into this year losing a lot of players they did. I mean, they're fifth in penalty yards. You know what I mean? I think their defense is a big reason why they're losing. So yeah, I think their defense is bad. Marquise Brown has definitely played better than what I thought he would.
Hollywood.
So I give Marquise Brown his props. With James Conner out, they don't have a running back. DeMar Cato.
It's Keontae Ingram.
Oh, that's who they're starting.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean, like so.
Emarcado didn't. He didn't show out. He got 11 yards last week.
So I think so. Shout out to Dobbs. I want to give him his props for what he's been able to do on an overall bad team. Even though Kaiser White, I forget his name a lot. I think he's had a good year so far.
Kenneth Walker's gonna eat.
And who are they playing again?
Kenneth Walker.
No, the team. Who are they playing again?
Yeah, Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker.
Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Sir.
I think Seattle. Shout out to Geno.
This is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a really good game.
I thought he would come back to earth, but apparently he's in the right system. He's playing very well. I think Kenneth Walker has a great game. I think Kenneth Walker's been on fire. Mm-hmm. These last couple weeks, boy had 6 touchdowns. These last couple weeks, man, touchdown machine. Ever since that Detroit game, this dude is a touchdown machine.
He gave away your chance of having Charbonnet being relevant.
Yeah, he hasn't done nothing. But I mean, why would he be when Walker has really been tearing up? I wouldn't play Charbonnet either.
I see him blow out.
So, do you think Jackson Smith gets a playing time if Metcalf's out? How you think he's going to get something?
Jackson Smith and Jigba's had decent play. Like last week, he was 72% of snaps. He's averaged about 50% of snaps.
Well, you think that's
throughout the year? He just hasn't got a lot of targets. No.
Do you think he gets more targets? Well, he's had 25 targets, so maybe he has been used more. But it's been like short plays. He has a 6.9 average. Wow.
He's 4 for 5. Last week, he's 4 for 5 for 48.
So so it might be because Metcalf out, he's gonna get more opportunities.
Yeah, I could see him having a sneaky good game this week because he hasn't been that great.
Shout out to Bobby Wagner at 70 years old, still leading the team in tackles.
70 years old.
I love Wagner, dude. Hall of Famer.
Bobby Wagner's a beast.
Hall of Famer. You could probably argue. Definitely top 10 linebackers ever. You could probably argue top 5. He's probably not, but I think he has a case. But Bobby Wagner is a beast. He's always been a beast, tackling machine. Shout out to that guy. Still doing it. Devin Witherspoon has been great this year as a rookie. Him and Gonzalez, man, both in corners. Man, these last 2 or 3 drafts of corners have been very good. Very, very good. Tyler Lockett's still doing his thing when people thought he'd have a down year because of age and stuff. And Kenneth Walker's been tearing up. I think Seattle just
swipes them.
With this.
The over/under is 44.5, and Seattle is 8.5 favorites.
I think Seattle gets 40
I'm looking at 42 to 24.
That's what your score is?
Yep.
42 to 24?
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I'll say Seattle 31 to... I'll give them 10.
We've seen the team put 70 points up this year.
Yeah, but that's also a team that has the fastest team around. So
hey, Seattle has some speed.
And then they flop.
I'm trying to
against the worst defense
speak
in the league.
it into existence, okay? I have my DFS lineup coming up. I need to speak these points into existence, okay?
Yeah, send me a link to that too. But
what, to my lineup?
Or to the DraftKings one. So
it's
who we
just
got
DraftKings Daily Fantasy.
So who's next?
It is
Who we got?
Pittsburgh and the Rams.
Ooh,
Another dumpster
Pittsburgh.
fire game.
I wouldn't go that far.
Dumpster fire for Pittsburgh.
I think dumpster fire every for Pittsburgh. I just don't know what they're doing over there, man.
Well, they got
I
a
like their
terrible
defense.
running back in Najee Harris. He is just
Yeah,
not. Ever
that's
since they
very
stopped
surprising.
dumping the ball to him, or just stopped giving him those receptions, he's been bad. He needs
That
those
is very
short
surprising.
arm receptions. That's why he
I'm
was so
very,
good with the last year of Ben Roethlisberger.
and I'm surprised, man, because I like that draft pick when they did. I was very high on that pick because they need a kind of a bigger running back who can do all that, kind of take it back to the old Pittsburgh ways, and um, and I thought he was perfect for that role. But I don't know, he had that. He seemed like he was on that trajectory, and then just I don't know, he's kind of fell flat. He's kind of just where he is now. Like he hit his ceiling. But their defense is still good. Their pass defense is 12th in the league. The rushing defense is right in the middle of the pack. They're 11th in rushing defense. 11th, worse.
We're talking about Pittsburgh.
22nd, yeah, 22nd in rushing defense. And then I mean their rushers between Watt and who else they got out there? They got Watt, who has 8 sacks and probably on his way to winning Defensive Player of the Year again. Highsmith has been really good. They got Keanu Neal. I remember when they signed him. I miss him in Atlanta. If he could have stayed healthy, he definitely could have been special. And they got Fitzpatrick, who's all over the field all the time. Quan Alexander, who's a great tackling machine. So I like their defense. I think their defense will play very well this game, even though they're going against a high passing offense. But it's that offense of Pittsburgh, man. Like, what is like Pickett? Is he what he is? What do you think? You think Pickett is what he is, or
No, he's
think
bad.
he can get better?
I think he needs. I don't think he's their quarterback.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah,
If with Deontay Johnson coming back, if he can't distribute the ball downfield to a strong open field receiver, even George Pickens is really good. Out of Georgia, you mean that's your guy?
Oh, Pickens a beast.
But Pickett hasn't done much. I don't like Pickett. I really don't. Stafford, I think he's gonna eat with Puka and Cooper. Cooper Cup is just so good.
I think it's going to be a lot of passing for the Rams. I think they're going to be passing. I think
Evans and Henderson.
I think
Darryl.
they maybe get a couple carries a piece, maybe 8-9 carries a piece. But I think Stafford goes back to old Stafford, even at this age, and it's a 40 attempt game. Like, I think this is one of those classic Stafford games where you're going to throw up 40 times.
I see one possibility of that being wrong. Only one. If they get up early, let's say 17-0, 17-3, I see them just draw with that team. I see them just punching, just running.
I could see
just
that.
Pushing the ball.
I definitely could see that, but I don't see that happening.
If it's a fight, he'll have to pass. But if Pittsburgh can't distribute the ball and they don't get points early, I see them running.
Well, the Rams are what? Against the run, they are 24th in the league. Against the pass, they are where they at? Where they at against the pass? They better. They're 14th against the pass. So overall, I don't think they're that great of a defense. You know what I mean? Their defense is in rebuilding mode compared to what it was with Ramsey and all of them. But Josh Johnson, but
we're talking about Pittsburgh though.
Yeah, no, but
Pittsburgh hasn't played very good teams, unfortunately.
No, but they still have talent. Even though you don't think Pickett's great, they still got some receiving talent. Pickens, I love. They still got Vet and Allen Robinson. They got Fairmouth. He's out, but which sucks. That'd be nice for him to have. Deontay Johnson, if he is full practice,
he's gonna play.
But even if he doesn't, they still got talent out there. Calvin Austin has had his moments this year. He's been coming around. So if Pickens can, play pretty solid, that passing defense is that Rams defense is very shaky, and Pittsburgh I think has a good enough defense to keep Pittsburgh in it. So I think this is gonna be a sneaky good game, just because of the styles they each have. I think Rams obviously win it, but I think don't sleep on Pittsburgh this game, just because of how not impressed by the Rams defense I am. But
So the
excuse me.
over under is 44 points, and the applied point total is -3 to the Rams. So that gives Pittsburgh 21 points to, or 20 points to the Rams 23.
I could see something along the lines of that. I'll go Rams 25 to Pittsburgh. I'll give them 19.
I could see
I'll
this
say
being an
2019.
almost upset.
It could be an upset. I'm telling you, like if Pickett could play decent, he just needs to play decent. Pittsburgh could their defense is good enough to keep him in it. It's going to be a fun game.
21-17 Rams. I was gonna go with the upset with Pittsburgh, but I can't do it.
I don't think so.
Najee's
I don't
not
trust
good.
Pickett that much. I don't trust Pickett that much, but I like their defense. They got a lot of pass rush. I don't think running backs for the Rams are going to do anything. To be honest with you, Watt might have 4 sacks this game, so they better watch getting Stafford hurt. All right, so who we got next?
Green Bay and Denver. Ugh.
Oh God, Green Bay by 70. Here's
No,
another 70-point game.
I don't like Green
Denver's
Bay.
defense. Dude, Denver's defense is so bad, bro.
I
Their
don't like Green
defense,
Bay's
I don't care.
offense though.
I don't care. That deep outside. I'm not outside. Patrick Surtain. Not. Ew, no. I do
Denver
not
wins
like
this
anything
game.
about Denver's
This is
defense.
my upset of the week.
I think Green Bay wins this game. Um, how long until Aaron Jones?
He's back. He was back last
Questionable.
week.
Well, it says he's questionable.
He'll play.
So,
He was questionable last week and he played.
well, I mean, they still got AJ Dillon out there. He hasn't impressed at all. He's kind of well. He had a good game against Vegas, but outside of that, he's been really down this year compared to what he was supposed to be. Um, I don't know. I like Musgrave. I think Musgrave has a great game. Um,
Luke
Christian
Musgrave.
Watson. Uh, Christian Watson. I don't know if it's because of his quarterback Jordan Love. I don't know. I'm not. Watson hasn't really done anything this year. He was supposed to be that guy. You know what I mean? But for 3 games, Atlanta, Detroit, and Vegas, eh, he had a good game against Vegas though, but no touchdowns. So
Who did?
we'll see what he makes of that. Watson.
I was gonna say I thought you were talking about Jordan Love. I was like, he had 5 points fantasy.
Jaden Reed has had a good year so far. He's had a very good year so far overall, yardage wise. Romeo Dobbs, I think. I like Romeo Dobbs. I think he's the top guy.
I
think
got that
people will
Peyton
probably
Manning
take Watson,
forehead. Look at it. Let me hide my hairline.
Um,
Hey, so let me throw a stat at you. If you take away the Las Vegas game, on
Yeah.
Jordan Love, he's averaging 26 points for fantasy.
yeah, he's had a good year fantasy wise.
This is not my upset. I lied.
Overall, he had that Chicago and Atlanta, had great games, 3 touchdowns apiece. And then I think he finally came down to earth. I think people are getting a little bit more tape on him. So that might be it too. That could be an issue where now they actually have tape on him and seeing it. You know what I mean? So that could be
So we got
why he's
Jaleel
kind of slowed
McLaughlin
down.
and Javonte Williams as the primary backs for Denver. Green Bay is okay. They got Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. Um, Jerry Jeudy is on his way out.
I think so.
Oh, 100%. It's they
I don't
have
think
him projected higher than Cortland Sutton, but I see Cortland Sutton being wide receiver 1.
Sutton's the top guy there.
They
Sutton's
need
top
to
guy. I like
incorporate
Sutton.
Marvin Mims more out
They
of
do.
Oklahoma. He has
'Cause-
not. He's barely on the field, which is
Yeah, I mean, 10 receptions, 12 targets, 1 touchdown. I don't know what they're doing, but he's out of Ole Miss, ain't he?
Oklahoma.
Was it Oklahoma? Okay. But yeah, I mean, when he gets targeted, he catches the ball.
Mm-hmm. And he's a kick returner.
So use him. But I mean, I think they're still trying to make Judy work, but he has not impressed me since he came in the league. Injuries, all that stuff. But I'm not impressed, to be honest with you, for what he was drafted as. I don't know if it's the system. It could be just not working with Wilson. Maybe if he had a different quarterback, but I don't know. For
24
what he
to
was
20.
supposed to be, who?
Green Bay.
But for what Judy was supposed to be, he has not panned out for whatever reason. I'm not saying he's bad.
He was
He
good
just hasn't
last year.
panned out. Even then, it's just, I don't know.
Over-under's 45.
Javonte Williams might have a good
minus
game.
1.5 to Green Bay. It's a
I think
small.
Green Bay wins.
Yeah.
With Jags, Alexander's out. That hurts Green Bay. That really hurts Green Bay. Alexander is amazing cornerback. But I think they still get it. So that changes the score up a little bit because if I think he was playing, it would affect a lot. But with Campbell out there still, they still got Clinton Clark. You still got Douglas. Still got Quay Walker. I think they win it. I'll say 27. Just how bad Denver's defense is. I'll say 27 to 23. 27-23. Who we got next? Who's
Chargers and Kansas City.
That is going to be a great
Firefight.
game. I think this might be the game of the week, for real.
No. No. It's not.
How's Kelsey's health?
He is... Isn't he questionable?
No, that's against Denver.
No, he's fine. He's healthy, it says. Yeah.
How healthy, though?
He's the number one tight end on the league.
Enough
Enough said. Even off the injury, he was 9 for 9.
Obviously, he's the top guy out in Kansas City.
What?
I don't care how good Rashee Rice is playing.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. So he missed 1 week. He missed week 1 against Detroit. What do you think his average snap percentage of the year is? Like over all the 5 games that he's played. You think he's had 100% games?
No. I'll probably say this year probably at 60, 65.
Yeah, you'd be absolutely right. 64, 61, 79, 59, 69.
Yeah.
And he's the number 1 tight end.
He's a beast.
He is an animal.
He's a reason. But it's like the injuries. But, well, like that's crazy too because they have nobody out there.
Him and Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice has been good. He's impressed. Watson, he's had his moments. Sky Moore.
Kadarius Toney is a beast.
That guy can't catch the ball at all. Then they just got Hardman back, so I wonder how that's going to affect like Rashee Rice and everybody. I think Sky Moore. I think Sky Moore gets moved down just because of the system. Hardman's been there before. He has a connection with Patrick from when he was there. And Mahomes, man, it's Mahomes, but compared to his past years, he's had a rough year this year, man. I know he's hating it. That offensive line has not been that good, I don't think. I don't think their defense has been good overall. Could be wrong with that.
I think Josh Palmer's going to have an amazing game this week. Like he has a better week than Keenan Allen.
Okay, their passing defense has been pretty good. They're 6th in the league in passing defense.
Who, the Chargers?
No, Kansas City.
Kansas City. And
they're 12th against run. So Kansas City's had a pretty decent defense this year. A lot better than what I thought. Bolton, I've always liked Bolton. But Jerry Sneed, shout out to that guy making a comeback. Tackling. And then just having Chris Jones is a big impact for them. Got 5.5 sacks. He's literally their TJ Watt. He just makes a huge difference on that defense when he plays.
We're at an hour and
Pacheco.
20 minutes. It's gonna be a long episode.
Pacheco has been great.
Pacheco.
Pacheco. Fucking call him
Isaiah
Al Pacino.
Pacheco. Yeah, he's
Call him
been really good.
Call him Isaiah Al Pacino because
And
he's
then
been killing
Jarek
defenses.
McKinnon. He's been.
When he's healthy.
He's been helping in the passing game, not as much in the rushing.
And that's all. That's usually what he's used for. But and then Chargers on the other end, man. Back to that last game.
I got the upset here.
No.
Mhm.
The way Herbert threw last game, I don't understand Herbert. It seems like he just can't win the big games.
I got an
Even if
upset
it's
here.
not his fault. Even if it's not his fault, Herbert doesn't win the big games. For real, he seems to choke.
The last time Josh Palmer had a 20-plus point game, it was against Kansas City. You know how many touchdowns he had?
What, 1?
3.
3? Who, Joshua Palmer?
Yes, he did.
I'm showing 1 touchdown right now.
I'm talking about the last time they played.
Oh.
He has their number.
But he's had a good year so far too. He's had a pretty good year, to be honest with you.
Yep, I see Josh Palmer having a really good game. I see the Chargers winning.
I can't do it. I can't do it. What's Chargers defense ranking? They're 7th against the rush. What's their passing defense like? They are 25th in the league in passing defense. Their pass defense is bad.
Over under is
But-
47.5, and the favorite is Kansas City by 5.5.
You know who's questionable for that Chargers defense though? Their better player on defense. Derwin James is questionable with an ankle injury, and that guy seems to be hurt every year. I'm starting to notice he's a beast, but man, he just can't stay healthy at all. So that is a big loss for the defense if he don't play. They still got a great defense, a good rushing defense, but I don't know. Without him back there, that's a big loss for them, I think.
28-24 Chargers.
I think they might win. Is that an upset though? Is that
Yes,
really
it
an
is.
upset?
2-3 and 5-1.
The way the Chiefs have been playing this year though, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't
Their
call it
defense.
upset,
It's their
though.
defense.
But being a division game, I'm just talking about the upset aspect. They're the same division. Chargers have always played Kansas City well. Division games are always close.
I still see that being
so
an
I
upset because of the
wouldn't say
teams, the record.
I guess the record-wise, it is an upset, but from a
And they're
different
technically
perspective,
the underdog.
Yeah, but
It's
can
an
see where it's
upset.
an upset.
Leave it alone.
I think it's an upset based on records, but I mean, you know how division games go.
Yeah.
It's always good games. Always.
That's
good
why I
games.
was trying to think about the upset between the Giants and Washington.
Chargers might win this game, but you know me and the Chiefs. I love the
Mhm.
Chiefs.
Yeah, you always say the
what-
Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl every year.
The last 27 years since Mahomes got there, Chiefs every year.
No, but I see one more game being
What's
the game of the week.
What'd you say the score was?
28-24 Chargers.
I'll say just opposite. 28-24 Chiefs.
That's cheating. All right, now the game of the week.
I don't know who my game of the week is.
This is
Don't pick your.
this is
Let's save that till last.
well, no, we have the DFS that's last.
Who you got? What's this game?
Miami versus Philadelphia.
This probably is the game of the week. Sunday night.
Sunday night football. Miami
I'll
versus
let you lead it
Philadelphia.
off. Go ahead. What you got for this
We
game?
got the number 1 quarterback going against the number 3 quarterback on the year. Tua Tagovailoa versus Jalen Hurts. You've got a dominant running game with Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson going against DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell. This is a good matchup. You got Tyreek and Jalen and AJ Brown and Julio Jones.
Julio.
Even though he's not registered on he's not gonna play this week.
Nah.
It's Devontae.
He's there for moral support.
I think Smythe can have a really good game, and Goddard can also have a really good game. I think this game is going to be the battle of the offenses.
Miami's defense has not been good this year.
Yeah, but their offense has made up for it.
True.
You don't have to have a good defense if you can put 70
points. You could have no defense at all. You don't even need defense. You can put up 70. Let the other team score 50. But
they only scored 20.
On the flip side, Philadelphia's pass defense has not been good. They're right below Miami in pass defense. But the rush defense is number 2 to Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. But one thing I do want to point out is something I found earlier and I'm still learning, but it's expected points contributed by all defense. So this is how many points the defense has added for teams. Right now, Denver's minus 95.86. Makes sense.
That sounds about right.
Philadelphia is at minus 4.5. So their defense has hurt their offense. And Miami's is negative 19.12. So they've given up points. Like Cleveland is at 57. They've added 57 points. I'm still kind of learning, but to put that in perspective, both defenses have not been too impressive.
No, neither team has been great. Both teams are 5-1. This is the highest over/under game of the week.
So I think it's definitely I can see a lot of offense. Definitely.
51 and a half.
I can see
is
that.
the over/under, with Philadelphia being -3.
If Devontae Smith does not play, that means Zacchaeus hops up. How do you think that affects A.J. Brown? Do you think they double him?
No.
No? You don't think they're going to double and triple him?
No.
I think so.
No, because
they're gonna, I think so because I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to handle him one-on-one. If they put somebody one-on-one with Brown, Brown's going to eat all day. So I think they're going to have to double and put somebody over the top. They're going to have to, or Brown's going to have a field day.
Is A.J. Brown related to Antonio?
No.
Click his picture. They look the same.
I told you about the A.J. Brown.
He looks like Antonio. Maybe they messed up his picture.
Disrespectful to A.J. Brown.
But anyways, Savon Ahmed, he does.
It's low-key Antonio Brown in a mask. That's why he's playing so well this year. It's Antonio Brown.
It's gonna be a really, really good game. Doesn't he look like Antonio Brown though from that picture?
He does. I think
they're cousins.
I think Swift, who's been on fire these last couple weeks, outside the Jets game, he didn't have a very good game at all.
I'm not the first one. It's on the internet.
DeAndre Swift is kind of like Kamara, who's a reception machine from that backfield, and they're finally starting to use him correctly, and it's working out very well. I have him on fantasy. He's been very good these last couple weeks. Last week, 8 receptions, 40 yards, a touchdown. So he's starting to come around for that offense, which is awesome. He's the number 1 back by far. Jalen Hurts is he's about on the same pace as he was last year. And I think we know what Hurts is. He's definitely a running quarterback. He can pass. He just sometimes probably throws a bad pass here or two. His passer rating is 84.7 on the year. So that kind of shows you he is what he is. The defense, Slay's going to do Slay things. Cunningham, Blankenship. Their defensive line is massive. They got a huge defensive line.
35-28 Miami.
35-28.
Mm-hmm. I love Philadelphia, but I like Miami's offense more. They distribute the ball way better than Jalen Hurts.
I think Philadelphia's defense overall is better. Their rushing defense is number 2 in the league. Both passing defenses are right about the same numbers-wise, and I just think I like Philadelphia's defensive line over Miami's offensive line. Between Sweat, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, You even got Cunningham at linebacker. Terrell Edmonds is kind of up on an up player at safety. You got Hassan Reddick, N'Kobe Dean. You know that front seven is going to be good, and I think they're going to play very well. Darius Slay, Darius Slay is going to have a day out there trying to cover all these receivers between Hill, Waddle. Who else they got out there? They got all kinds of receivers out there in Miami.
Who you got?
Fast, fast. Braxton Berrios, shout out to that guy.
Braxton Berrios, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go Philadelphia, and I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. I'm going to say, I'm going to go high. I'm going to go 42
Jeez.
to 42 to 31 Philadelphia. I think
73-point total.
I think it's back and forth the whole first half, and I think Philadelphia just outlasts them.
I just think Miami has more speed.
Not by far, but I just think they run out of steam. I think that defensive line is very physical. They're just going to beat up on that offensive line, and eventually that offensive line is going to wear out, and Tua's just going to have eventually just going to run out of steam. So, but it's going to be high scoring. Definitely high scoring, a lot of offense.
And then we got prime time Kirk Thuggins versus the game manager Brock Purdy.
This one's going to be interesting because
of injuries,
you know, especially if Christian McCaffrey don't play, if Debo don't play.
I really need Christian McCaffrey to play. I really need him to play.
Trent, the left tackle for 49ers, he might play, but he's hurt. Man, but I mean, it's the 49ers defense. Like, it's the 49ers defense, bro.
Alexander Madison's been underwhelming. Jordan Addison's been underwhelming. KJ Osborne didn't do as well as he should have last week with Justin Jefferson being injured. TJ Hawkinson, I think, will have the best chance of having, like, really good.
He was supposed to last week.
Who?
He was supposed to be that guy last week, TJ Hawkinson. I mean, he did.
He was 6 for 8.
Yeah, he did what
he does. Average.
Yeah, I thought he would have done better. I mean, being with Jefferson out, he was supposed to be the guy. A lot of people thought he was going to be that guy that gets the big yards that game. And, you know, he did what he usually does. He didn't do worse. He didn't do better. He did his average.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he would had a better game than his average game. His average, you know what I mean? Jordan Addison has learned. I mean, he's had a good year. He has 4 touchdowns. I mean, he's had a solid year.
He's been a average player. Like, he's been steady. He's been somebody that you could count on for that flexible points.
On that offense, you know what I mean? You already know where it's going. It's not even close. All the targets are going to that guy. You know
Jordan Addison misses Caleb Williams.
Man, dude. Man, Jefferson was on a tear, boy. Week 1, 9 for 12, 150. Week 2, 11 for 13, 159. Week 3, 7 for 13, 149. Then even week 4, 6 for 9, 85 and 2 touchdowns. Jefferson is a man, dude.
San Francisco. All right, so our odds are for this game 44 over and under, with 49ers being a 7-point favorite.
How do you think Ayu's going to do? Being the only, if Debo don't play, how do you think he's going to do?
I think he's going to have a star game. I hate to see who's playing against him. Yes.
You know what? You might be right, because I'm pretty sure Minnesota's defense has been awful this year.
Their defense has been asinine.
They're 20th against the pass. They are where they are in running.
You know what kind of defense they run?
17. What?
Zone. You know what Brandy Ayuk eats in the zone? Slants.
You know who also eats in the zone?
Christian McCaffrey.
Kittle. Kittle might have a good game.
Yeah, I think Kittle
might have one of those.
He's one of those, like, he gets one or the other. He's either used for, he's a scheme player. They either use him for defensive or they use him for receptions, but he's never, like, there when you need him to. When you need points, he doesn't do anything.
I could see him having that game he had against the Giants, 7 for 9, 90 yards, maybe a touchdown. I can see him having that type of game. I don't see him getting 3 touchdowns, but
35-21, San Francisco. And I'm gonna call it there.
You think they're going to score that many points on the 49ers defense?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That defense, man. There's just
I think they get a lead quick, and Minnesota's playing catch-up.
I mean, they have, man, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Hargrove, Nick Bosa, Armstead, Salim Farrell, um, Jonathan Kinlaw. There's names all over that.
Yes,
Winters.
they have the number one defense, but I see 21. I don't see more than that.
I don't.
The only thing that's scary about that is primetime Cousins.
I don't think 49ers score that much, but I don't think.
I see Brandon Ayuk getting 3 touchdowns.
I'll say 10 Minnesota.
No, I need him to do better than 10. Speak it into existence. Help me.
I'll take 49ers. I'll say 26 to 10. 49ers.
Do you have your DFS lineup?
Not yet.
35 to 21.
35-21.
Yep. And that is all the games. We went through all games, including Monday night.
So you said 49 or the Philadelphia game's your game of the week?
Yes.
That probably will be, but just to be different.
Pick the Pittsburgh game. Be a loser.
No, I think.
No, I know what game you should pick. The Chicago and Raiders.
No, don't. You hurt my feelings. I'm going to go. It's got to be Chiefs in San Diego.
Yeah, that's fair.
Being a division, I was going to say Baltimore and Detroit, but
who's San Diego? It's LA Chargers.
Listen, let me have my Oakland and my San Diego.
You're old, bro.
Let me have my Oakland and San Diego.
All right, well, I've got my DFS lineup. Let's get yours rolling so we can get this done.
Oh, I gotta get to it.
I got my lineup raw.
Anything, any news-wise you want to talk about real quick while I find this? Anything?
Yeah.
I'm on DraftKings. Why do I need fantasy?
Yeah, it's DraftKings Daily Fantasy. Oh, so while we're waiting for him to set that up, we're going to talk about a few college pick points. We got Caleb Williams thinking that he's going to get a share of stock in the team that drafts him. He is out of his mind.
He is definitely out
It's
of his mind.
not allowed.
Team's gonna do that. I understand.
That's what but it's not allowed. You're not allowed to have stake in your team as a player.
No, you're not. But I'm going off the point. I understand where he
these NIL deals
to, because all these players go to these horrible teams. Like we'll say teams going to Chicago. How many players have went to Cleveland and just couldn't do nothing because of the team? Or look at Justin Fields. People are talking about Justin Fields, but is it really his fault at the same time? That upper management is garbage. Look at everything that has happened with the Raids and everything. So when you go to a bad team like that, I understand you, but you're putting your career on the line going to his bad team. So some teams are like, I don't want to go to that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the issue with that is you can with having stake in a team, you can bend the rules.
Yeah, so I kind of get why he would want that. It ain't gonna happen.
No.
But I get
his
why
stock's dropping faster than Johnny Manziel's.
Why he would want that. Ooh, I don't care what people say. I like Johnny.
I loved Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M.
I think if he had a better mind state and he actually went to an organization that would have, like New England, that would have held him accountable, I think he would have done better. He would have had a better chance.
He needed a West Coast offense.
He had no chance at a football career going to Cleveland.
Did you find? Yeah, I know.
I gotta download it. We'll keep talking.
Let's talk about these teams that are on bye.
What about your college picks? We'll talk about that for a second.
I haven't picked them yet.
We'll talk about it. Because I still gotta make my picks. So.
While you're setting up, you're doing your picks. I'm gonna start talking about a little bit about fantasy.
Good.
Let's see. My fantasy players. I'm gonna talk about my lineup in Sleeper, which I don't need to download because I have it up. My matchup: Unfortunately, I have bye people on bye. It's not looking good for the home team. I am projected to outscore him by a lot. I'm nervous about starting Craig Reynolds because David Montgomery is injured. Savon Ahmed is a rough one. I should have started Taysom Hill like I told this guy for the episode yesterday. I wanted to start him, but you don't start the guy, and he did excellent with 18.8 points.
Well, there's your one random game you were talking about.
Yeah, I know. Jamar Chase is
another
a beast. A buy low player that you could probably get for pretty cheap. Because nobody wants him, is Adam Thielen. He has been a beast, but he doesn't have capital because he's a retiring factor. He doesn't have rank. So if you drop somebody would probably take a cheap stud and maybe a third or fourth round pick, and you might go get Adam Thielen and he could win you a championship because he's guaranteed a touchdown a week.
I mean, he's definitely been Bryce Young's safety blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And Miles Sanders is out.
Which is Chupa Hubbard. Jamar Chase is on a tear now that he yelled at Joe Burrow. He said, hey, how about if you just pass the ball to your best player, you win games. And they won.
Which one did you do?
I sent you a picture. It was a $200K, $1.
Sorry, folks, should do this yesterday.
I told him.
But I'm a busy man. The 200K first down?
Yes, NFL 200K first down 20 entry max.
All right. Okay. All right, let's do this.
Hurry up and do your lineup.
Oh man.
It's a cap based, so like you get to.
Well, I know I haven't done DraftKings in so long.
You got this.
No. But it's a quarterback receiver league, I think. So you can always get running backs for cheaper that are gonna do well.
You're getting there. Go through and make your picks. Try to get down to 0 and spend all your money, and then we'll go through. I'm gonna talk about fantasy of the Thursday night game between Jacksonville and New Orleans. I'm gonna go do a quick recap while he's finishing his picks.
I know dang well you did not take PJ Walker. I heard you talk about him.
Listen, just you do your thing. I'll get to destroy your team. You can destroy mine. Trevor Lawrence looked great. 20 for 29, 204 and a touchdown. With a bum knee, 8 carries for 59 yards. Not too shabby. Derek Carr, excellent game in the last quarter. Now, if he went through an interception, he had 21, so he got 19. Alvin Kamara and ETN were incredible for their team. ETN got 2 TDs. ETN, 53 yards on the ground, 24 in the air. Those TDs helped him a lot. Kamara, 12 receptions made him into 2-point conversion. Tank Bigsby, 2 carries for 2 yards. Absolute atrocious. Jamal Williams, 5 carries for 14 yards. Atrocious. Christian Kirk, 6 for 6 with 90 and a touchdown. He'd have 21 points if he didn't fumble. Jamal Agnew had 1 carry for -1 yards. Christian Olave, 7 for 15. He was targeted 15 times, and if you watched the game, it was terrible because there was a couple routes where he just gave up, and the ball soared over his head. Taysom Hill, 5 carries, 18 yards, which a lot of those were red zone carries. He had a touchdown and 4 for 5 receptions for 50 yards. Evan Ingram, not a bad game for a tight end. 12 points, 5 for 7.
They still got Devontae Adams at 8,200. You're crazy.
Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 interception, 24 points allowed, 1 sack, forced fumble, and a touchdown. We knew that these teams were really good defenses, but Jaguars definitely showed that their defense is still better than the Saints. Another note, this will be the last relevant week for, let's see, for Josh Dobbs, Zach Moss. Chupa Hubbard will have a couple weeks that he's going to be really good with Miles Sanders being out. He won't be as much of a snap count. You got Tyrod Taylor. This will probably be his last week. That if you need a streaming quarterback, you can go pick him up because I'd rather play him than Daniel Jones. You got your lineup?
I'm about to be done. I'm picking my flex now. So.
Oh yeah, you got 2 players, flex and defense. Foster Moreau, he wasn't terrible.
Alright. Is there any better quarterback I could have picked? I'm cool with that. Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, so we're on our final point of the night, the DFS. This is our head-to-head matchup. We both have 9 players, 9 spots, and we're going to go through. And I'm gonna put mine in the chat. You can screenshot yours and put yours in the chat, so we have each other's lineups. I'm gonna start with my quarterback, and then he can go. So my quarterback for let me just do it on this one because I have it on my computer ready.
Oh, I did both players. I did all the players.
What do you mean?
Oh, I took none. You'll see. I see.
Well, I took 9 as well.
Oh man, I need to add money to when we're done. Anyways, alright, what you got? Let's go.
Hold on. Yeah, it was so my lineup, I was just going to I'm trying to just view my lineup on this, but that's annoying the way this is set up. Okay, so no, what is it? I don't like it on the computer. All right, so I've got Geno Smith for my lineup at let me tell you the price I got him at. That'll be like the cool like scenario because I know you got yours and I got mine. So Geno Smith going up against contests right here. Geno Smith at 6,000. His opponent's rank is 27th, going against Arizona. He's going to be a beast. They are 27th against wide receivers and quarterbacks. What about you? Who you got?
He'll have the running, but I don't think he'll have the passing. Me, I got Baker.
He got Baker on his team going against Atlanta.
Yes, we've had moments where we've given up passing yardage. I mean, Jordan Love had 3 touchdowns. And it was very, very fast. So I think Baker, for his price at 5,300, I definitely can see him have a good game. Well, good enough at that price where I can use the money elsewhere for better players. What you got?
I went with the stack with Geno. So I got Kenneth Walker III with my running back at 7,000 going against Arizona. They're 30th against running backs.
I also took Kenneth Walker.
That was an easy one. For 7,000, that is a steal.
I cannot pass it out. And he's been on fire with the touchdowns. I mean, it's his team. It's his running team. It's all his. He's going to get 100% of the snaps pretty much. So I think it's definitely Kenneth Walker is an easy one.
What's your other running back while you're there?
Brian Robinson.
Ew.
For the
nasty.
For Washington. Going up against a garbage
Giants
defense. They're second in the league, second worst in the league in rushing. And he's been really good with the touchdowns this year. Where they at? Let's look at his. Yeah, he has 302 yards on the year, rushing touchdowns. It's his team rushing wise. You know what I mean? So, and I think I just think he's going to get a lot of carries, and it's going to be down the end zone. He's going to get his carries. I think he have like 2 touchdowns. I think the Giants' rush defense, is that bad. So I think they run the ball a lot, keep it low, and um, Tyrod Taylor, not having a great game. Um, they're going to get up and they're just going to use Robinson. I think.
I got Isaiah
Yeah.
Pacheco against the
Against
Chargers for 60. Oh yeah, for what was Brian Robinson's cost? Was that 5,700?
5,800.
5,800, yeah. So I got Isaiah Pacheco for 6,100 going against the 23rd ranked Chargers against the run. I see him getting 100% of the work on the ground in
They're
Kansas City.
7th in the league in rushing.
Yeah, but for 6,100, I wasn't gonna pass up on it. That's not a bad deal.
Their passing defense is garbage.
My first wide receiver, I'm sure you got this guy with how your team's going. You know you had to spend that big ball money for 9,500 and get Cooper Cup.
Oh, Cooper. Oh, yeah.
Cooper
Yeah,
Cup. Yeah, you probably
he's
get,
my
yeah,
flex.
yeah.
Because I went everywhere else and then I left my flex, so you can't pass up Cooper.
No, Cooper
That
Cup. It's
passing
just
defense,
he's averaging incredible numbers. Like he's gonna give you that crazy game.
and against their passing defense, and like I said, I think it's going to be passing. I think Stafford has that classic Stafford game, so I think he balls out. I think that's an easy one.
What's your wide receiver one?
Joshua Palmer.
Oh, there you go. I
think,
spoke him into existence, didn't I?
He's been pretty good this year. I mean, outside Keenan Allen, I could have went that route, switched up my line a little bit, but he's been sneaky. He's been that sneaky guy this year for that team, especially with Mike Williams out. He's been that guy.
Gonna be good. Wide receiver 2. What is he? Oh wait, how much is Josh Palmer?
4,800.
That's cheap.
Very. And my wide receiver 2, I'm gonna save this guy because I already seen the lineup. I have Drake London.
Okay, there you go. 24th against opponents.
Mm-hmm.
He looked really good last week.
I see you have Drake London also. So.
Yep, that's my wide receiver 3.
You can't pass it up. He's been on fire these last couple weeks for us. I think him and Ritter's finally finding a connection. Even though I say what I say about Ritter, he's just, I don't know. He's very good. He has big hands, very great route runner, very athletic, great hands. I think he's gonna have a good game. At 5,100.
Yeah, at wide receiver 2, I got Hollywood Brown at 5,300 going against Seattle, who is 32nd against receivers.
He's gonna have Witherspoon on him. Witherspoon ain't no slouch.
Yeah.
Witherspoon ain't no slouch. But I have Zay Flowers.
Hey, there you go.
I mean, I think he's gonna get in the slot a lot that game. He's been their guy this year. By far, I think he's been the number one guy for them. I don't think it's been close, to be honest with you. So I think Zay has a great game. I think he's going to be in that slot a lot. He's been a target machine this year for the quarterback, Lamar. And I think he gets put in that slot. And I think he has a great game against Detroit. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. I don't think the running backs are going to do much, especially with Gibbs being the only running back in Detroit, kind of. Being a rookie, I think Zay Jones gets targeted this game. So I think it's a good game, especially for 5,700 outside. Yeah. We kind of tight end.
Oh wait, I thought you said wide receiver 3, or do I have a wide receiver 3?
No, it was Drake London.
Yeah, mine's Drake London. What was yours?
Mine's Drake London. I had him as my 3rd, but I seen you had Drake, so I already told.
Oh, okay, yeah. So my tight end is. So you had Cooper, or what was your 3? Mine was Cooper Kupp, Marquise Brown, and Drake London.
Well, my 3 are Palmer, Flowers, and London. But
okay.
Kupp,
Yeah.
Kupp was at my flex.
So I got Michael Mayer at 2,700.
I could see him having, for that price, being Jimmy's not there, Brian Hoyer's old self there. I could see him definitely outdoing that price 100%.
What
I
about you?
have Luke Musgrave
Hey, that how he probably wasn't that bad
against a
either.
horrible defense. He's coming like I think he was hurt for a week. But coming back, I think he's gonna have a great game. Um, for his price, you know, what I mean, can't.
How much was he?
He's 3,300. 3,300.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So I think he's gonna have a good game. And then, who is your flex? Because you just threw it cheap.
Rushy Rice at
Mm,
4,700. That is cheap for his production. He's averaging 9.5 points per game as a flex. He's been getting more snaps. I think if he gets in the end zone this week, he could be a really good flex from
And
4,700.
like I said, that Chargers pass defense is very bad this year.
31st.
Not that good. Not that good. So Rashi Rice definitely. I was looking at Rashi Rice, but I went Palmer instead. I think. Oh yeah, I went Palmer. That's what. Yeah. So I went Palmer instead of Rashi Rice.
And
How
you
much
got
was Rice?
Cooper Cup. Rice
Yeah,
was
Cooper Cup.
4,700.
Yeah, Palmer was 4,800. So I was stuck between them two. I
So
think
you
Palmer
went
has a
you
decent.
you went to the bottom of the barrel with the defense.
Kinda. Who'd you get?
I got the Bucks at 3,600
Why? You
because
couldn't
they're
do.
going against the 27th opponent ranked defense, and they're
I.
they're averaging 9.6 points a game.
They're good
It's fantasy.
defense, but I think there's way better options in Tampa Bay. I think
That's
there's better
I didn't
options.
have. I only had
At
3,600. I used all my fab.
I went lower than that.
They were the best defense I could find at the price.
I went way lower than that.
Yeah, you had to.
I went 2,900, and I think that's a better matchup than Tampa Bay's.
What is it? Let's hear it.
Who do you think I went? Who do you think I
You
went?
said how much? 2,700.
2,900.
You went with
They're playing.
defense. You
Yeah,
you
they're playing
said
a
how much?
backup.
2,700.
29. They're playing
20.
a backup
You
quarterback.
oh, I already know. You
So
you went with the what was it? The Raiders? No, you went with the Bears.
come on, they're playing old Brian Hoyer, bro. And the Bears have talent on that defense.
He went with the Bears.
They're number 8th against the run.
Gross.
I mean,
That's
they're passing.
nasty. That's
They
nasty.
are they're third worst in league in passing, but they're not playing Jimmy G. They're playing Brian Hoyer's old self, so
It's the
they're
same
going
thing.
to run the ball a lot. And the strength of the Bears is the running defense. So I think Bears have a very good game this week.
So
Again, it's Brian Hoyer who hasn't played in 37 years. It seems like.
out of my players, who do you think is the nasty player?
Cup.
No, like not good. Like has the
Oh, not
least
good.
ceiling. Like it's gonna be the worst pick. I already have
Oh
yours.
wow. I would say Mayer, but that's just because he's young. You know what I mean, and the quarterback situation. But
Yours is
I would
Brian
say
Robinson.
I want to say Gino.
Yours is
Brian
Brian
Robinson.
Robinson. I think he has the
Nah,
least floor in this out of your
I
out of
say
your team.
I would say Palmer. To be honest with you.
And hey, all
Nice,
right, guys.
nice defense.
Uh, this was a long episode. I hope you enjoyed it.
Like, subscribe, comment anything you think we could do to improve, to make the podcast better. Just a heads up, right now, yes, we're only recording, but we are in the process of making a Spotify so people at work can listen to us. Because I've talked to a couple people, and just because they work and stuff, they say it'd be better here on Spotify since you can't watch while you're at work. So we will be making a Spotify. We're in the process of making a Twitter, a Discord, a Facebook page. You know, got a lot of behind the scenes stuff doing. But again, like, subscribe, comment, let us know any suggestions you have that could possibly make the podcast better. Any ideas of topics we could talk about. Again, this is episode 2, so we're working out all the kinks. I know it's a long episode, but as we go on, we'll learn how to kind of condense everything and make it better. But as always, love and again, like, subscribe, and we appreciate everything and all the likes.
Peace.
Love y'all.